We go from a current Jag to a former one. Don Davey played defensive tackle for the Jaguars from 1995 to 98. Since Davey called it quits, he's been a pretty busy guy. Since his days sacking football legends like Troy Aikman, how about that? Davey has started a financial consulting company and owns several Firehouse Subs restaurants in Central Florida. Now he's a competitive triathlete and is trying to earn his way to the sport's biggest event, the Ironman triathlon in Hawaii. Action Sports' Brent Martineau caught up with Davey to talk about his new passion.
Well, let's talk about this Ironman first. You looking forward to the one in Germany?
Yeah, I'm really excited about this. It's a great opportunity. You know, I set a goal 10 years ago when I retired from the NFL that when I got into these triathlons, somehow, some way to get to the World Championships in Hawaii. And I've been working for 10 years. I've done 5 races so far. This will be my 6th one. And if I hit my target times, I should be able to qualify for Hawaii. So I'm really excited.
Now, what are you more excited about? Doing it in Hawaii or just the idea of being in the World Championship part of it?
Well, like I said, I'm pretty goal-oriented and I'm a pretty competitive guy. And, you know, even I've lost a bunch of weight since I played football. I'm down to about 215, 220. But even so, I'm still the biggest guy in these races, probably by like 50 pounds. So I'm a total fish out of water. I'm competing against guys that have been, you know, cross-country runners their whole lives or swimmers their whole lives. And I've been a football player my whole life. So it's really rewarding to me to finally have gotten myself to a point where I can actually not only do these things, but compete well with the best of the best.
Any other football guys that are, you know, trying to get into this sport, especially after what you've done?
And hopefully I'm trying to inspire other guys, you know. The transition out of the NFL is not an easy one. We're all pretty competitive guys, and we've all been athletes our whole life. For me, anyway, I found triathlon to be a great way to keep me motivated, keep me training, keep me in shape, and kind of give me an outlet for my competitive drive.
Harder than football, or what?
People ask me that all the time, which one's harder, you know, and they're just so completely different. It's just apples and oranges. Football is, I was a defensive lineman. The average play in football lasts 3 seconds, you know, so my whole life, my body's been conditioned to go as hard as you can, go like crazy for short bursts. And then you get to recover for a minute or two in the huddle, and then you do it all over again. Then you do that 60 times a game. This is, you're not going all out, you're going at maybe 70% of your max, but you got to endure that for 10, 11, or 12 hours, however long the race is. So I've got to completely recondition my body, and they're both tough in their own way, but man, it's a big challenge.
How many other guys do you run into? And of course, there are a lot of guys that live here in Jacksonville that used to play and say, wow, is that really you? I mean, you don't look like a defensive lineman anymore.
Happens all the time. I was in Publix actually the other day, and I hand the girl my credit card to get the groceries, and the girl, she's a young girl, and she looks at it. She's like, man, I remember when I was a kid, we had this big, mean defensive tackle, Don Davey. He played for the Jaguars. I'm like, yeah, that's me. She's like, no way. No. She didn't even believe it. My kids, even, when they look at pictures from me back when I played, say, who's this big fat guy? Because all they know is me since I've retired from the NFL.